Crown the back-to-school champion parent with a Sagicor Bank unsecured loan.
The time by Sagicor Bank is
Tonight in CVM News at 7, JLP leader promises new minimum wages. JLP reaffirms commitment to education as schools reopen. PNP commits to providing hot meals for needy students. Taxi operator gunned down at KPH. Police probe firearm holder. And in sports, reigning champions Cavalier trump Arnett Gardens 3-2 in Jamaica Premier League. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7 for Monday, September 1, 2025. I'm Nika Lewis. Thanks so much for joining us. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has provided further clarity on the announced phased increase of the minimum wage from $16,000 to $32,000. In an exclusive interview with CVM News this afternoon, Dr. Holness said the plan is to reach the $32,000 per 40-hour work week by the end of the next term, should his party form the next government.
18,500 by the next budget. In terms of moving to 32, what's the timeline we're looking at?
Giovanni, before I answer your question, in 2016, would you ever conceive that the minimum wage would be $16,000? The answer is obviously no. But it happened, and it happened seamlessly because it was done in sync with the growth of the economy, and therefore there was no dislocation. We will continue to do this. So we signal what the new increase in the minimum wage will be at our next budget. And after that, we will make another signal and another signal. And the intention, yes, is to move towards doubling the minimum wage.
Okay. The timeline for that, from your perspective, just for clarity, what's the timeline you're looking at?
A timeline at the present is to have that done within the next term, possibly at the end of the next term.
Meanwhile, JLP Campaign Committee Chairman Dr. Christopher Tufton and Committee Member Kamina Johnson-Smith both commented on the ongoing debate surrounding the proposed minimum wage increase.
The point that is important to be made is that we have not advanced a proposal for doubling the minimum wage in isolation of the overarching government policy to advance variables towards improving productivity. And the fact that it is being phased is also, or should also be, comfort to those who may have some concerns about cost and whether it would impact their cost of operation, or indeed if it would impact employment levels. We believe it is doable, and we are resting our case on the fact that we have done it in the past.
I want to say in particular to persons who have said two things that I've seen on my social media. One has been, how can you offer teachers 0% and then increase the minimum wage? And our answer is, A, there is no 0% offer on the table. There is a negotiation on the way. There is an offer that has been made, and a negotiation is in process. And again, I want to revert to Minister Tufton's earlier reference, but maybe use different language or different references, that when we consider the increase in minimum wage and we think about households as well as the matter of business employers, we're very sensitive to the dynamics of that relationship, that is householders and home care. And we recognize, however, that if our policy as a government and if our thinking when we ask you to choose Jamaica is about improving the livelihood of everyone, I would also ask that we think about how we think, which is that wouldn't you want the people who take care of your children and who take care of their household, of your household, to also be able to take care of theirs?
Still on politics, the People's National Party is promising that if power is regained in the aftermath of the upcoming elections, students who need it will receive a consistent supply of hot meals at school. Kevin Black has more.
By 2 p.m., we will have a new PM.
When polling stations open their doors on Wednesday morning, it will signal to the nation the commencement of Election Day proceedings. The aftermath of this event will reveal to Jamaica whether the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, will retain power or the People's National Party, PNP, will regain it. In light of this, the PNP hosted its final press conference on Monday with the intention of clarifying some of the nation's concerns. According to PNP campaign spokesman Cleveland Tomlinson, the PNP has a vested interest in the educational sector, which he believes will be evident under the Golding-led administration.
We also want to remind you of our EASE program, ensuring adequate sustenance for education. And this is geared towards providing at least one hot meal per day for all students who need it. Send the child to school, and we will ensure that the adequate nutrition that is required for effective learning, for the teaching and learning process to be carried out effectively, is done. Tomlinson also expressed confidence in his party's ability to finance the adjustment of the income tax threshold to $3.5 million. A major proposal that we have made is the adjustment of the income tax threshold. We will relax the primary surplus in the budget, and we can do that. If you examine the 5th schedule of the Financial Administration and Audit Act, and you examine further the equation that is embedded in that section of the Act, which was put into law by the last PNP government to ensure a stable debt reduction trajectory.
PNP campaign spokesman Raymond Price highlighted that polls conducted recently tipped the scales of public favorability towards the PNP.
Which poll results show that the People's National Party are at least 3.1 percentage points ahead of our opponents. We believe that those events which have occurred after the last polls were conducted will also add to the bounds that is now being reflected.
The party continues to express confidence ahead of Wednesday's general election. Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
And the Jamaica Labour Party is reaffirming its commitment to education as the new school year gets underway. At a media briefing Education Minister and member of the Jamaica Labour Party's campaign committee, Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, detailed the party's plans contained in its recently launched Education Manifesto. Amoy Harriet tells us more.
Moving in their lines to your classes.
Students across the island return to school for orientation Monday, kick-starting the new academic year. Now, orientation is set to continue for the rest of the week, even as the country heads to the polls on Wednesday. Speaking at a JLP press conference on Monday, Education Minister and member of the JLP's campaign committee, Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon, confirmed that all schools have reported a smooth and successful reopening.
I was also very impressed, I must say, to see the number of men at orientation sessions today. Our fathers were out, especially at the primary level, and I had to comment on it because usually you see mostly mothers out. And I'm seeing that feeling of Jamaica really looking different than it did.
A difference that Dr. Morris-Dixon says the JLP wants to drive home even further. It's why, according to her, the party has established a separate manifesto that deals specifically with education.
In the manifesto, you see some innovations in relation to, for example, boys. We know that our girls are doing much better than our boys have done. And in the manifesto, we actually speak to that matter because we feel that we have to spend more time and be extremely creative and innovative in our approaches towards educating our boys. We can't be happy as a country if only half of our population is doing well academically.
Then there's another set of students, those with special needs, who are also desperate for some improvements.
We're also looking at new special needs departments in our school. One school today that had extra space, and we've been talking to them about how we're going to build out a new special needs department in that particular school and even have a diagnostic center there.
Now, teachers and staff, she said, won't be left out.
One of our commitments is to fixing the staff rooms. Our teachers have to be in an environment where they can really feel that they're respected and that they are comfortable. And so we're going to be embarking on a full staff room renovation project in addition to all of the other upgrades we're doing for our schools.
Amoy Harriet reporting for CVM News.
And with just 1 day to go before Jamaicans head to the polls, the campaign trail is buzzing with promises and pointed words. In St. Elizabeth Southwestern, the people of Retrieve became the focus of the People's National Party PNP as candidate Miranda Wellington and opposition leader Mark Golding sought to stir support and secure votes. Raymond Morrison has that story.
PNP supporters of St. Elizabeth in a frenzy as they receive a motivated PNP President Mark Golding into various farming communities such as Retrieve, located in terrain not that easy to traverse. Golding in making several stops to include the office housing the security forces, shops, bars, and greeting just about everyone, including the sick and the elderly. Pointing to the economic survival of the people, Golding said his administration would ensure better road infrastructure and conditions.
And we love the farming community and we want to do a lot for agriculture in this country. Of course, coming here I had to drive over the roads, and I know the road conditions are very bad and difficult. And we will work on that, Miranda, when we form government. More importantly even than that might be to connect the community to the main through the road that is not quite there, and so that you can retrieve more on the map, as a man tell me, because right now it's difficult, one way in, one way out, and you're quite high up, so it's not an easy place to visit unless you definitely want to come here.
Yes, I know that this is one of the most challenging places to come. Yes. And I know that you've been suffering long and hard for 10 long years. The candidate, I won't call him MP no longer. The candidate for the JLP have neglected this community. You are cut off from society, but I can assure you that every effort would be made to reconnect you back to society and Southwest and give you a proper road infrastructure to get to Retrieve.
Golding, in endorsing PNP candidate Miranda Wellington, appealed for strong support on Election Day as they seek to vote out the JLP's Floyd Green, who was first elected to the Parliament in February 2016 and is currently in his second term in the constituency of St. Elizabeth Southwestern.
She's a wonderful, energetic, loving, and talented young lady, a teacher by profession, somebody who has taught many of the people who are going to be voting for her on Wednesday. And I think that she will be a very important addition to Garden House because she is a warrior for the people. She's not afraid of nobody. She little, but she talawa.
It was our mission to ensure that the party leader come and meet every single one of you and let you know how important you are to a Southwest victory. I know that many of you are etched in my heart. Many of you and I have traveled the hills and the terrains of Retrieve together. We've partied together, we've played together, we play cricket together, we eat together, we enjoy life together. But now I ask of you one more favor. Give me the opportunity to represent you, and you will not regret what the People's National Party will do for this community.
For CVM News, I'm Damon Phillips.
Stay with us. There's more news to come after the break.
following is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
If anybody is to give us advice on good policies, it cannot be the PNP that wrecked Jamaica in their 22 years in office. When the PNP signed a deal with the JPS that didn't benefit the customers, that wrecked you and wrecked Jamaica. This is the first time in history that the Jamaica Labour Party is going to get an opportunity to renegotiate a brand new JPS license. And for the first time, we are in the driver's seat. After they negotiated a flawed JPS contract in 2001 and came back and did the same thing in 2016. Who you want to negotiate this license? Because guess what? You see the whole deal? You see the whole license? You see the whole license what them have? See it there?
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Jamaica, let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic. Well then, let's propel we nation moving forward in a new direction. True independence, that's the projection. No more dependency, it's the best plan. Yes, we know what's best for us, cause we want we country prosperous. So make we just pull together as the general public while on the road to republic. Jamaica, let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic.
A message from the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs.
We on the road to republic.
Attention motorists, it's time to switch to the T-Tag on Trans-Jam highways. Our automated T-Tag lanes reduce the cost of managing cash at our toll plazas, and drivers of Class 1 and 2 vehicles who use the T-Tag pay a lower toll fare than those who use the manually operated toll booths. They also get their 10th trip through any toll plaza free. The T-Tag makes it quicker, more cost-efficient, and safer for our customers. So switch to the T-Tag today and experience the convenience. T-Tag packages are discounted by 50% down to $1,250, including a $500 toll credit from now on till September 5th.
Thanks so much for staying with us. A shooting outside the Kingston Public Hospital has left a taxi operator dead and family members in grief. The incident, which unfolded in plain sight, has raised questions about the use of licensed firearms and escalating violence in the capital. Raymond Morrison was on the scene and files this report.
We're here on the crime scene where a taxi operator, Carla Ellis, was shot and killed. It is alleged that he was murdered by a passenger with a licensed firearm who refused to pay him. The chaos erupted in front of one of the island's busiest hospitals, leaving taxi operator Carla Ellis lying fatally wounded.
Him pick him up like from town, because the car turned up the road. That means him come up, and him come up because them said the black car over there is a female man car. So him refuse to pay him. I remember say man have them kids I go to school and him out door. Him could have got thief or some police that kill him. Him try to do him honest, so we get him honest bread for help him youth them. I have 2 youth to go to school and see them kill him, put him living on the ground there. So all the youth them are going to survive. Him mind him kids them as a man to take care and pitney them.
We apologize for the graphic image in that story. Well, the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch has released its latest report on fatal collisions and road deaths. From January 1 to September 1, 260 people have died in 227 fatal crashes. That's a 5% increase over the same period last year, with 13 more lives lost and 12 additional crashes recorded. The data also shows a troubling spike during the summer months, with July alone accounting for 40 deaths, nearly double the figure for the same month in 2024. With the details, here's Zor Grant.
Vice President of the National Road Safety Council, Dr. Lucian Jones, says the report carries mixed news. He pointed out that while August recorded 31 fewer casualties than the 40 in July, overall, road fatalities are still up 5% compared to last year.
The police reports for this morning reveal welcoming news. The fact that in August, 31 persons died compared to the 40 in July is good news. But the bad news is that despite all of this, the number of fatalities on our roads has increased by 5% year to date.
Dr. Jones added, given the rise in deaths, the NRSC is hoping for new policy measures after the general election.
We're hoping for some policy changes in due course after the big day, elections on Wednesday, to try and counter this surge in the number of fatalities, which is very disturbing at this time.
Zogrand reporting for CVM News.
Well, after years of navigating potholes and traffic snarls, motorists in St. Thomas are now breathing a sigh of relief. This after the completion of repair works to the licensed main road in the parish. More in this report.
Motorists who traverse the licensed main road in St. Thomas were greeted this morning by an unfamiliar but pleasant scene. Once a mile-filled obstacle course, now a much smoother drive, as the long-awaited repairs along the thoroughfare have now been completed. Communications manager at the National Works Agency, Stephen Shaw, told CVM News that the road was fixed over the weekend as part of the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. Now, it was only a few days ago that our news team spoke to some motorists in the area who were bemoaning the deplorable state of the road.
Because it is going to create a bottleneck traffic that is holding up people time, holding up students' time that is going to school, people who are going to work, and moreover, the taxi operators on the road. Right? This is going to take a lot of revenues from our pockets.
Then dig it out and so them have fix car or it can't fix. I know what they have then dig it out and so them have put things in underneath the bottom. And it's still not work out. Last time I say the whole of my front end on the car and mash up with that.
Sometimes at evening time when the traffic build up, we don't hospital just to come through here so. You have to do better than that, man. You can't walk back school, so you do 3/4 road. Mom to the other little piece or so.
They told us it's been like that for over 5 years. Now, with a full complement of students and workers expected to come out next Monday, the motorists are welcoming the fix. Amoy Harriet for CVM News.
We take a break. Stay with us.
Is a paid announcement by the Jamaica Labour Party.
I work in the market, you know, this is how I send my kids to school and pay my bills. Prime Minister take the pressure off of me, you know, heart-free, him cut tax pan, light bill and GCT. All the money I owe NWC, him write that off, you know. I have faith in the government or JLP, so man. On election day, put an X beside the bell.
The proceeding was a paid announcement by the Jamaica.
Stay cool this summer with Frigidaire and Panasonic in the Singer Summer Sale event. Frigidaire fridges and freezers are now at super low prices, so you can be cool and comfortable all summer long. And with up to 40% off bedroom sets and sectionals, you save big on furniture. Only Singer has 4 months for cash and 9 months no interest. Shop today. Offers end soon.
Welcome back. And now here is Raymond with Small Biz, Big Dreams.
Thank you, Nico. With election fever gripping the nation, it may seem like the spotlight is firmly on the campaign trail, but away from the political rallies and the party colors, there's another reality playing out for thousands of families, the back-to-school rush. For small business owners, this season is not just a challenge. It's an opportunity from uniforms and books to haircuts and snacks. There the ones keeping the real campaign alive, getting Jamaica's children ready for the classroom. This is the story of Back to School in Jamaica. The political banners may be flying high, but on the ground, it's exercise books, school bags, and uniforms taking priority. Small business owners say Back to School is a different kind of campaign, one that runs on hustle, sacrifice, and determination. The school books are their manifestos, and the playgrounds, their rallies. But for some vendors, this year's Back to School rush isn't what it used to be. They say the election season has captured the spotlight.
For today, it is very slow from the past 2 weeks. I think what is happening, people is waiting till after the election. And not only that, they're saying that when they go to school, a lot of the books not being used. So what they're waiting for school to open, for teacher to tell them which book to purchase. Because sometimes they do them in terms, and with the election, they made a lot of promises. So people is waiting to see what promises is going to come forth for them, because they will be getting help for tuition, they will be getting help for books. So they want to lay low on that, waiting for that promise to be fulfilled before they go ahead and purchase the books.
Meanwhile, some entrepreneurs are tapping into second-hand textbooks with competitive pricing.
Here what we do now for draw our customer. Say for instance the book is for $2,490. We can take off $190. So if somebody buy 10 books or even 3 books, we still take off money off it, which when them going at the bookstore, them not gonna get none off it. So sometimes people tend to stay out here, because instead of buying 1 book, them can end up and buy 2, make it up and buy 2.
And adding fuel to the fire, online shopping platforms like Shein are cutting deep into their business as more parents turn to cheaper options overseas. For small entrepreneurs who rely on this season, it's a double blow.
Shein, I never want to mash up Back to School. I did China them. You're a wicked beating. Bad. Coupon bag. Coupon school things. Normally, I last week this, we sell off for this. Yeah, the Shein thing, them I know, they're not really and a good quality them. Pay a trick them I get. So better them come downtown, see them, we can shop with it. I see them fake thing that we sell.
It's also a tug of war between the election, cost of living, and parents' pockets.
People are not settled. Right now, people are wear their mind for shopping.
So most people won't shop until after the
election? Yeah, after the election. They will hold their money till after the election.
So how does that make sense? Won't they still have to shop for these things for Back to School, even if they wait until after the election?
Yeah, man. By the 15th or so. By the 15th or so, maybe. They will watch till after the election. Them start spend their money.
But opinions are split.
Some people, them I say them wait till after the election for shop. Some of them do not have the money as yet. The people them are safe towards Back to School. By Back to School already, the election cannot affect your children's educational. You as the one, as the parents, you provide that. Election don't stop anything, them is a liar.
And with the spotlight on the campaign trail, small businesses are quietly keeping the economy moving beyond the ballot. I am Raymond Morrison, and this has been Small Biz, Big Dreams.
Raymond, you're not shopping for Back to School, but please tell me what you most enjoyed about that experience.
It was interesting to see second-hand used books on the side of the street, and it really gives parents a more affordable option. And they're also saving the environment by recycling these books, because most times you buy the book new for expensive and you throw it out after.
Well, that's true. And so we'll take a little break, but we'll be right back with you. Stay with us.
Following is paid for by the People's National Party.
Judith, you know, say me like the plans of the PNP after this election, girl. What you think?
Girl, leave my friend. Me send me seats
I mean, I like it, me love it. Call my sister Sandra and over when I pick them I get up on them bus here for go to school every day.
That them call ride.
All one meal a day time.
That's them call ease.
Girl, but you sound like how you write it, man.
Me dear.
So what you like it, right?
Well, me tell you what me like. You see, like how me do whole heap of overtime at work, the PMP said no tax. And that me want here.
Girl, more money in your pocket. That's all that time come.
Long time, I don't know 1 p.m. I go me love.
Past him lunchtime.
You hear me saying it again. Time be a better Jamaica. Secure your future.
The proceeding was paid for by the People's National Party.
Set the people free.
50 years of finger licking good memories, yeah.
The time by KFC is
7:30.
Play finals on CVM, you know.
But mums, you can't watch it on CVM website, man.
My son score.
Greatness begins here.
So glad you stayed. Let's gauge the pulse in sports with Jordan Fort.
Yeah, we have to gauge it, Nika. Sports is still on in this election season, of course.
Indeed.
And of course, we're talking about schoolboy football because you know that CVM TV is the home of schoolboy football for 2025. We're exclusive broadcasters. So we'll be talking about the final tune-up, the Roper Cup between Kingston College and St. George's College. Annually, that's the final preseason game before the Issa schoolboy football season begins. That took place over the weekend. We'll give you the results of that. Plus, we're talking JPL and surfing. Yes, Jamaica is into surfing as well. I'll give you more news in sports.
Thank you so much, Jordan. But in light of the hurricane season, CVM wants to help you be prepared. Here's Drissel Mills providing you with hurricane tips.
Watch the Weather is brought to you by Farco.
Farco, tough solutions for tough problems.
Hi, I'm Drissel Mills and this is Watch the Weather Hurricane Tips. Today we're looking at flooding, one of the most serious threats during the hurricane season. It often follows the persistent rainfall that comes with the passage of a hurricane or even a tropical storm, and at its worst has the power to claim lives. So while strong winds often captures the headlines, it is flooding that can leave the deepest scars on the communities. So, 1. If you live in a flood-prone area or a structure most likely to be affected by heavy winds, don't wait until the appointed time to evacuate. Evacuate once a warning is issued. It's better to be safe than sorry. 2. Avoid driving, swimming and walking through flood waters due to hidden dangers, contamination and a high possibility of being swept away. 1 foot of moving water can sweep away a vehicle, and even 6 inches of water can knock you down. 3. If you happen to be stuck in a flooded area, move to higher grounds immediately, followed by calling your nearest police or fire department for help. 4. Store birth certificates, IDs, and other important documents in waterproof elevated containers in case your home is flooded. 5. If you are lucky enough to have electricity during a hurricane, once floodwaters begin to enter your house, unplug all electronics and switch off the main breaker. Please do not touch wet electrical equipment.
Watch the Weather is brought to you by Farco.
Farco, tough solutions for tough problems.
Well, many young people in St. Catherine continue to benefit from the Eagle Wings mentorship program. This program provides them with guidance and moral support. Kevin Black tells us more.
I had to look up to see if the roof was still on top of the church.
The Eagle Wings mentorship program is an annual initiative to provide a mentorship for the youth membership of the foundation. A special church service was held by the Waterford Seventh-day Adventist Church to commemorate the positive progress made by mentees who enrolled in the program. According to First Elder of the Waterford SDA Church, Ian Gardner, the importance of membership prompted the organization to incorporate several figures to reiterate the message to all stakeholders involved.
We invited various civic authorities, including the Custos of St. Catherine, who was represented by her appointed representative. We invited also our Member of Parliament for Southeast St. Catherine and the caretaker candidate, among others who are a part of the civil fabric of the Jamaica society. We got an opportunity to listen to the interviews of the mentees and how mentorship has impacted them. And for the divine service, it was a wonderful experience of praise, continuing on the issue of mentorship, and the word of God was properly declared.
Also chiming in was opposition spokesman on health and wellness, Dr. Alfred Dawes. He emphasized the program is imperative as it supports the development of role models and often overlooked responsibility.
Everyone who is a part of the mentorship program, I applaud you. You are doing a great thing because we are losing role models, good role models in society. So you are doing a great thing with that intervention. Do not lose focus, do not be discouraged if everything does not work out the way you expect it to be.
Gardner also stressed the church service served not only as a worship experience, but a display of how crucial mentorship is to the lives of Jamaicans.
All the mentors and mentees of the Eagle's Wings Foundation would have met here for a church service, and they would have displayed to the congregation how mentorship works and how it is benefiting all the mentees and even the mentors as well.
The church elder is urging the nation's youth to first remain grounded, hold their heads high, prepare to spread their wings and eventually soar. Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
Stay with us. Sports is next.
The Reggae Boys' road to FIFA World Cup qualification intensifies this September. On Tuesday, September 9, the National Stadium comes alive when the Reggae Boys battle arch rivals Trinidad and Tobago, starting at 7 p.m. Gates open at 4 p.m. Tickets VIP $10,000, grandstand $7,000, bleachers $2,000. Get yours now at jff.quaped.com. All the way, one team. Presented by the Jamaica Football Federation. Sponsors Adidas, Ray and Nephew, Sunshine Snacks, Water, Powerade, St. Mary's, True Shake, Stewart's, and Just Vet.
Be in town if you with them. I gone with them till then sick. Say them I go back Santon.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.